Hey, what's up guys, Rave13 here and welcome to another Gunpla review. Okay, so after the unboxing, it's time to review this beast here, the Dom R35. This unit came from the second season of Gunpla Build Fighters Try. So this is actually only made its one appearance at the final episode, where it actually fought Meijin Kawaguchi's Red Lightning. I believe so. Apologies if I made a mistake there. Okay, let's focus on the unit itself. This unit is actually based on the Dome from the Universal Century era. Now, there's actually a lot of differences. It's been heavily modified from the original Dome. But if you guys give me a second here, I'm just gonna grab the Dome that I have. Okay, I just pulled this out of the shelf here. Okay, here is my Dome prototype, but there's still a lot of similarities from the original Dome here. But the most distinctive feature that the Dome R35 retained is this mono eye and headpiece design compared to the older Dome. Apologies, like I said, I don't have the original. So, but one of the other feature that the original Dome have that the Dome R35 doesn't have is the sword here, which is kind of sad, but it seems that it actually does have a slot here that I think may be able to hold a weapon. Now this slot here doesn't move, it's just solitary. I don't even know the reason why it's there. It feels like, let's just zoom it in. Yeah, if you guys can see that, it looks like you just put the fishing line there and just let it hang. Just wow. Okay, now let's just put this aside here and zoom it back. Okay, so now some of the issues that I actually noticed on this unit here is the nubs. Specific areas that were kind of annoying, thick ones actually, that I actually had to kind of slice up slowly. One in particular, as you guys can see, that is the shoulder, but there's actually thicker ones, but they are well hidden. Actually, this is not bad. The other issue that I do have is its color scheme. The color scheme is practically light blue and darker blue. That's it, with the occasional white and gray for the parts and other parts and thrusters. And then you get your sticker here, which got more blue, which is really annoying. Okay, now this unit is not exactly back heavy, but when you pose it, it tends to kind of fall off. But it happens to all the kits out there also. And the other thing that this Dome actually have, Dome R35 have, that it retained for the original is this the big foot here. Now, since I've only seen this at the final episode of Gunpla Build Fighters Try, second season, I'm just gonna assume that this actually hovers on a field because the battle actually happened in space. If you guys haven't watched it yet, my suggestion is watch it. Okay, let's zoom it. Oops. Okay, now the next part that I actually do want to mention is, even though there's no beam, not beam sword, like a sword, this shield here is actually a weapon on its own, which I'm actually going to be showing you guys here right away. Now, the other part that I actually want to point out about this unit is the attachment also. Okay, let's pull this out here. Okay, now this shield can actually be turned into a beam gun, which is really nice. So practically that's how it's posed. Here's a picture, which is actually really not bad. And then it can actually be turned into a melee weapon also. And this one here is actually quite easy to detect. And I actually, okay, no, I didn't accidentally switch it. And this one is actually easy installation because of the slot here on the wrist area. Now the other thing I want to point out is the slot here. It's really nice. Okay, all you have to do is just slide that handle in, and it's actually quite solid. Now you can actually control the flops here. Now let's just move this, take this off. The other thing about the shield here is its mobility, which is really not bad at all. The actual moving parts, really nice. And sadly the spikes is already molded in, but it is actually nice, really nice melee weapon. You can do a lot of damage when you're playing the game and using this character or this unit. Okay, now let's remove this weapon here. Now removing this is a little bit tight, but should not be any issue. Okay, now let's talk about the extra parts here. Now there's only one piece of extra parts, which is the open left hand. That's it. Which I'm actually very surprised. Every single items are used. There are no extra parts for the Dom R35, just to let you guys know. No extra parts except for this one here. Okay. Now, the other unique feature that this actually have is the thrusters here in front and at the back. Now, a little bit later, we will be conducting a mobility test for this unit. Now, the other part that I do want to point out is the slot here. Possible slot also for another type of weapon, which is actually nice. You could probably add maybe a sword, a huge sword, or a Gatling gun, or any types of weapon, similar to a swing arm of a Zaku Thunderbolt. Okay, now the other key feature that I do want to point out also is the headpiece here. Now on my unboxing I did mention that I was actually concerned about the headpiece, the eyepiece itself being maybe in one doesn't move. Well, I was actually quite wrong. It actually does move, which is really nice, and I'll actually show you guys a quick demonstration here before we do a mobility test. Just gonna show you other key feature. Okay, now this one here is actually easy to remove. There you go, and you can actually just move it with your finger the way you want it, which is really nice. And there's actually a gimmick also inside. Now, which is really nice. Now the next key factor that I want to show you guys is the thrusters here. In front it actually moves. Okay. And the back part, thrusters, this one here somewhat moves partially. Oops. I think I pulled a little bit. Okay, there you go. Now the other part is this one here, as you guys have already seen on the pictures at the title. Now this one actually moves. There's mobility there, which is really nice. Now I do want to point out another spot here that you may be able to fit a swing arm, the custom campaign parts, which is really nice. There's about, what I can see is about 6 slots, not including this one here that you can actually add weaponry. Now for the thrusters here, for the legs, it actually moves also, which is really nice. Okay, so what's next actually? I think those, oh wait, yeah, the claws, as you guys have seen on the picture also. This claws here at the legs, and the forearm actually moves. Okay, let's just get this one here. Really nice. So you can actually, it looks like when, this kind of feels like when you're doing space battle, you needed a stable area. You can just use your kneecap here on your dome to actually clamp on a piece of item, or just hold another weapon. Not bad. Now this one here, it's actually easy also. There you go. Not bad, huh? Okay, now we've already talked about some of the issues, key factors here, which key features here, some issues. Sorry, I have to repeat that. And I did actually mention that there's some, the way you pose it, it may actually just fall off. Now the last key part that I actually want to point out is this here. You can actually, this is gonna be simple. All you have to do is the cheap action stand, and fits perfectly, universal. Voila, there you go. Okay, and it's actually not that hard to what do you call that, take off. Now one last thing about the issue that I do want to point out is the color scheme itself is the issue here, and I kinda see it as a little bit dull. We do have the stickers here, but as mentioned before, I do not like paper stickers. It doesn't last long, peels off slowly. So I may actually just do some basic design or painting here slowly but surely. But it's still not bad at all. I give the color pattern here a 7 out of 10. Okay, now let's start with the mobility test. We're gonna start from top to bottom. Okay. Now, as you guys have already seen, the eyes actually get mobility, so we're just gonna ignore that part. But for the head here, that's how far it can go. Okay, which is not bad at all. It still gives you some mobility. Now the next part here is the thrusters. As you guys have already seen, I'm gonna show it to you guys again. This one here, the top portion here doesn't move, kinda moves somewhat. And then you get your slot here that doesn't move also. I thought I just kinda hard to pull out. And the thrusters, which is actually connected to the waist, you actually got good mobility. Yeah. Yeah, it's something. The peg is not bad at all, pretty solid. Now the thrusters doesn't move on its own, but it's actually not bad. Yeah, I think I did something wrong. Okay, never mind. Okay, now the next one here is the arms. Now I'm gonna show you guys something really nice here. Okay, so I just pulled the left arm out, including the shoulder. Now this is actually something new for me also, that I'm actually quite impressed myself, is you get the peg here for the body, and you get a connector, which is really nice. So okay, so all you have to do is just slide that in there. Easy installation. Bandai should incorporate that under other kits. Okay, and now for the arm mobility test, 360 degrees, which is not bad. With the shield on, it might be limited, so you guys can see that. Now you can actually take it off easily also. And then for the arm, okay, that's how far it can go. Oops. Yeah. Let's just put that back. Now that's how far it can go. And then, yeah, not bad. Okay, now the next part is the waist area. Now the waist, it's actually limited, as you during test here. That's how far it can go. Just pushing it now to the point that I might actually break something, but you guys can see some mobility there on the torso area. There's actually a connector inside, a peg inside the polycap. But that's how far it can go for the waist turn. And now for this side here, the skirts. Now the front skirts are two separate pieces that you can control. The side skirts, mobility, but you can't turn it like the others easily. Okay. Now for the back, you guys have already seen the mobility there that I've shown you guys, and that's how far it can go. Oh yeah, I forgot the hands. Well, the hands is actually turnable. You got this for your weapons. You can add other weapons also if you want it. Now the next part are the claws. Just gonna show you guys another presentation again. If you guys decided to skip, not bad. Even you can actually just pull that out with your nails here. Now another presentation for the claws for the kneecap. Okay, now for the whole legs itself, now it can't actually do a split. It can if you remove the side skirt, but there's a connector there, not a peg, and it might actually, no, it's good. Okay, and you can actually turn. .360 there, which is not bad. And then for the kneecap area, yeah, there's a polycap connector there, so limited but not that limited. Let's just remove this for a second, shall we? Okay. Now it's a lot easier. Okay, there you go. That's how far it can go, but it's limited when it's installed on the kneecap area. Now, as you guys can see here, there's two pieces working side by side. Okay, now for the feet. Now the feet actually does have mobility, and a very good one from what I can see. Can actually do 360. Wow. Oh, it fell off. Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's just put this baby back again. Okay, so that's the mobility test, which is really not bad. Okay, so what's my verdict for this unit here? Okay, so color scheme wise, it's kinda like generic, the color pattern. It's actually been in my local store's shelf for quite a while, over a year actually. That's actually saying a lot. It's I think one of the reasons why it was not sold is due to the artwork there also. But for the color scheme, I give this a 7 out of 10. Mobility, 7.5. Price wise, well, I purchased this in my local shop, so it's a little bit pricier. So it depends on the location where you're buying this. Which is not bad. So customization wise, actually lots of possibilities due to the connectors at the wrist and the back here, which is really nice. I'm looking forward to it. It can stand on its own. It definitely can't kneel, but yeah, it can stand, which is not an issue. You don't have to use an action base to keep it from falling down back. Okay, so is this a good kit to purchase? Well, it depends on the taste actually. I didn't bought this kit for a very long time. I had that opportunity multiple times, but I just avoided this kit, and one of the main reasons was the design itself, like the box art and the design overall in general is what kept me. But I took a gamble and it paid off. Now you can actually, there's panel lines in the area here, which is really nice. Can bring out some more of its potential. Okay, other than that, yeah, it's advisable to purchase this kit. Nubs ain't really an issue. Thick ones definitely, but you can work around it easily. For the shoulders, you can actually just use adhesive and just get rid of the seam lines also. I forgot to factor in also the seam lines. Seam lines, there are not a whole lot, which is not bad, so are the nubs. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry it took a lot longer. I prefer to do a full in-depth review so I can make sure that you guys choose the right kit for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. Reeve13 signing out.